What's up guys, this is Balázs from Racing Greek. Today I brought you a cool little Creator 3-in-1 set, the 3-in-1-1-1-7 Space Shuttle Adventure. Okay, it's an interesting set on its own, but here is the twist. We'll be building the different models from this set and additionally compare them to their much bigger LEGO versions. I did dedicated reviews for some of them, those will be linked in the top right corner. So, as you see on the front of the box, the main build is a space shuttle, and then we also get a rocket and a lunar lander. The back of the box has some close-up shots of the different models. Now let's see what's inside. There are 3 numbered bags and 3 separate manuals for the 3 models. This is quite a rare thing nowadays. I know a lot of people prefer to have paper instructions for all official models. The main model has the thickest manual and it is also somewhat bigger. Let's start with this one. I won't show much details from the build as it is a nice and easy process. It's an 8+ set, so don't expect any fancy techniques. Here we are at halfway approximately. The inside of the model has some colorful pieces as usual. You can already see here one of the main features of the shuttle. We have a functional landing gear. This is the end of bag 2. The cargo bay is already built, the doors are quite thick, but at this scale it is understandable, and don't forget that this is a 3-in-1 set, so the part usage needs to take into consideration the alternate models as well. And here is our finished shuttle, and I have to say it looks really nice, and it also has quite a few functions. Here is the retractable landing gear I showed you earlier. Nothing complicated and fully manual, but it does the job. You can also see the elevons on the wings that can be adjusted. Unfortunately, the rudder and speed brake was not implemented on the vertical stabilizer. The cockpit is easily accessible. We have our female astronaut there. She has a very cool outfit that seems to be a nod to the classic LEGO space sets with that logo. There are a lot of things going on in the cargo bay. First of all, there's a nice storage solution for her accessories, the helmet and the multi-tool. And we also have a cool satellite attached to the arm that is quite flexible. The satellite is small but looks nice. I especially like the tiles used for the solar panels. Now let's see how it looks like next to some other LEGO space shuttles. Here is the 10283 Space Shuttle Discovery and the shuttle with the rockets from the 60080 Spaceport set. Interestingly, the proportions and the size is quite similar to the City Space Shuttle, although the parts and the techniques used are very different. The City variant has a lot of big single-piece sections like the cockpit, the cargo bay door or the vertical stabilizer. This might give it a smoother look, but the Creator 3-in-1 set needs smaller bricks for the other versions. The Discovery is obviously much bigger and way more detailed than the others, but I think the Creator version still looks great next to it, and don't forget the price difference. $200 versus $40, and the smaller one has 2 other models. The second build is the lunar lander. If we put it next to the bigger Creator Expert version, you can see the size differences, but you can really appreciate all the details the designers managed to squeeze into the Creator set. First of all, despite the main model being almost fully black and white, you see almost 0 white pieces on the outside. There are also lots of details that look like the real deal. I'm not an expert, so I probably won't be able to tell you what is what here. You can separate the 2 stages just like on the bigger brother, and there's even room inside for the astronaut. There's an opening door at the front, but the top section can be also removed. The whole construction sits on the descent engine nozzle. The legs are not strong enough to support the structure. Now let's jump to the third build. For the first sight, I would say it is pretty impressive and quite big too. Of course, not a match to the huge Saturn V in the background, but still. Nice color scheme, good details, well done again. The troubles come when you turn it around a little bit. Apparently the rear side, which is actually the bottom, is simple and black. This is clearly the limitation of the 3-in-1 set, but I don't think it's a big disappointment. It can easily lay on the table without any stands, unlike the big brother. Definitely helps with the playability. Another extra, and we are again adding points to the playability side, if we remove the top or the side, there's a nice cockpit inside for our astronaut. There's a seat, cages, storage for the helmet, extra cargo space. I really like it. It's nothing like the real thing, but it's a Creator set. I think it is very cool. The structure of the removable section is also well done. It does not come off accidentally, but easy to remove, and the astronaut can sit there comfortably even with the hairpiece or the helmet on. So, how does this set compare to the big ones? I'm sure you already realized a direct comparison does not really make sense. The style, target audience and play experience is very different. The big ones are mostly display models, maybe except the Discovery that is kind of swooshable, but their main purpose is to sit on the shelf and look nice, and of course to provide an enjoyable building experience with all the details. The creator set, however, is very much playable, offers 3 pretty different builds in one package for a fair price, has nice details, and totally has the space vibe. I think it's a perfect set for any kid or even adult. If you have the big space sets at home on display and you want something that is actually playable, or you want to start the space adventure in a smaller scale before going big, this is a great set for you. I think the model choices are excellent, all of them are nice and detailed enough to be recognizable and playable. The only bigger NASA set that I can think about and that was not replicated by the creator one is the ISS, but that has a very special structure and might require very different pieces. I don't say though that it's impossible to build this one with this set. I've seen miracles made by some very talented builders. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up. You can also subscribe and tap the notification bell if you don't want to miss my upcoming LEGO reviews and other LEGO RC videos. See you next time, bye bye.